But anyway, you're a comic. How long have you been doing comedy for?
4 years.
Yep. And you were an actor before that, or you wanted to do acting?
Yeah, I always wanted to be on stage in some way.
Yeah.
And when I finished school, like I have a degree in performance.
Yep.
So I studied performance, started in a like a sketch comedy theatre show for Australian Theatre for Young People, which is like exactly what it's called.
Yep.
Theatre for Young People. And so that was like a Christmas review thing.
Yep.
And then the director of that, another actor in that, and I started our own sketch comedy group.
Right.
Then I went to Edinburgh in 2013 with that. Mm-hmm. And then after I came back from Edinburgh, I saw a bunch of stand-up over there, and I was like, much I think with your sentiments, I was like, how about I'll just have the spotlight for me? That would be great.
Yeah.
So I then moved into stand-up. So that was, probably like the end of 2013, beginning of 2014.
Do you think this is like, you like being here? You like where you are now? What you're
doing? In this room. I feel very boss in this room.
Yeah, you are a fucking boss.
These chairs are...
Doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah, I feel like the more that you do stand-up, the more that you realise there's more for you to do in stand-up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think, like anything, ignorance is bliss. So the less you know about something, the less you need to know about something.
Yeah.
So the more that I do stand-up, the more that I'm like, I need to keep doing it and get,
Yeah.
So, but also in saying that, doing stand-up has also opened a lot of other mediums to me. So like podcasting, for example, is something I've started doing this year, which I love.
Yeah.
I think it's like a really cool medium, and it just means you get to like talk shit for, an hour with some really cool people, which I really like doing.
Yeah.
And so I think stand-up is right now, I love it.
Yeah.
But I can also see the like benefit and or the opportunity to
come out of it.
Broaden my horizons.
Yeah, like you could go back into acting if you really wanted to.
Yeah, sure. Like comedic acting is something that, like, I mean, I've got the skill set, so why not? If something came up, I wouldn't.
I
be
like that you
no.
said that you have the skill set.
Was that wanky?
No, it wasn't wanky. See, you just said what other people would say. That was my point of interest there, is that not many people are able to audit themselves enough to go, yeah, I'm fucking good at that thing. That's my thing they're good at. Were you always going, I know what I'm capable of, I know where my strengths are, I know where my weaknesses
are? Have I always been a wanker?
Well, you got to be a wanker. Only wankers succeed. Look at who the billionaires are in the world.
True. I think you always have to back yourself. I think that's one of my, actually, it's kind of like a gift and a curse, because I do always like want to be in my own corner. I want to be backing myself 100%.
Yeah.
And I know I work hard enough to be able to say that I'm working hard enough and I'm doing great things.
Yeah.
I think my career trajectory so far has been really fast and good, and kind of like evidence to the fact that I'm doing well at what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
So it's based in facts. Like I'm not like, I'm amazing and everyone needs to hear it, but
I just mean, just even in fact, like people seem to be, they don't want to touch, even if it is 100% the truth, people don't acknowledge it, or they can acknowledge it in themselves, but they can't publicly come forward and say it because they're worried that people might bring them down because they're... Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think there's too much of that though.
Why?
I think there's...
Where does that come from?
Well, I think there's heaps of different areas, I think, that, and like reasons why I think that's the case. I think there's obviously like tall poppy syndrome, so everyone doesn't want to see someone else succeed because they get teared down. In that sense, because you know that there are people around you that are going to see you growing and want to tear you down, you automatically want to say, let me hold all my cards very close and not tell you what I'm doing and not tell you how well I'm doing, so you can't tear me down.
Yeah.
So there's like that hidden element of it. Like you might be kicking a million goals, but you're not going to tell anyone because you want to keep it close to your chest, which I think is also really smart.
Yeah.
But I think another reason is obviously human nature is to not want to be too egotistical, even though I don't think that it's necessarily like an ego thing when you just back yourself. I think
there's two different things going on.
There's hubris, which is like a fake bravado, which is like, I am the best, I am the most macho, I can walk into a room and I'm huge. Yeah. But then there's also like, well, let's look at the facts. Let's look at what's happened in the past, year, 2 years, 6 years, whatever. And you can say, well, yeah, justifiably I can say that I've been quite good at that thing, or justifiably I can say that, I have worked really hard and I do put a lot of effort into it because you're actually doing that. Yeah. And so I think, there's a difference between hubris and like just being honest.
Yeah. I think you can sense it in someone as well when they walk into a room. Like if someone's very, very confident, I feel like anyway, I can sense their energy and just go, you're just a good bullshit artist, but that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
there's a difference between being a bullshit artist and actually being able to sell yourself and your abilities. But anyway, I don't know how the fuck we got onto that, but that went real quick.
But no, I think that's a really interesting point though. I think there are so many people in today's society that won't back themselves for fear of being judged for backing themselves.
Yes.
And I think that sucks because if you're not backing yourself, who else is going to? You know, you need to put your chips in and be like, all in. I'm doing it, you know?
Yeah, fucking
And having people tearing you down for saying, I am good at it and I am going to try really hard and I am going to do really well. That sucks. I think everyone should be backing themselves at least to the extent that they're working hard at it, you know?